The creams, gels, and oils that line pharmacy shelves promise fast relief from joint and muscle pain. Yet, many of them simply create a distracting sensation of hot or cold, doing little to address the underlying issue. The truth is, our skin is a remarkable organ, capable of absorbing specific natural compounds that can directly influence the tissues beneath, offering targeted relief without a pill ever passing our lips. For those of us navigating the daily realities of a stiff knee, a sore lower back, or tense shoulders, understanding which of these topical ingredients actually work and how is not a trivial matter. It is the difference between temporary distraction and genuine, science-backed support. Today, we are going to look past the marketing claims and examine the evidence for a few key natural ingredients. We'll explore precisely how they interact with our muscles and nerves, how to choose a quality product, and how to use them effectively. Stay with me, because this is about adding powerful, precise tools to your pain management toolkit, helping you move with more comfort and confidence. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Daniel Bennett. My work is dedicated to providing clear, science-savvy health guidance for those of us in our 60s and beyond. If you believe that aging well is about understanding your body and making informed choices, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe and join our community. We share experiences and learn from one another here, and your voice is always welcome. Let's begin with an issue many of us know all too well: muscle tension and cramping. This is that tight, knotted feeling in your shoulders after a stressful day, or that sudden, sharp seize-up in your calf muscle that wakes you from a deep sleep. While many factors can contribute, one key player at the cellular level is a mineral you've certainly heard of: magnesium. Now, we often think of magnesium in terms of pills or foods, but applying it topically has a distinct advantage. To understand why, we need to look at how a muscle works on a microscopic level. Imagine a muscle fiber. For it to contract, it needs calcium. Calcium rushes into the muscle cell and acts like an on switch, causing it to tighten. To relax, that calcium needs to be pushed back out, and this is where magnesium comes in. Magnesium acts as a natural calcium blocker. It sits on the surface of the cell and essentially functions as the off switch, allowing the muscle fiber to release and lengthen. When we are low in magnesium, or when a muscle is overworked, there aren't enough off switches available. The muscle can get stuck in a state of partial contraction, which we feel as tightness, stiffness, or a painful cramp. Taking magnesium orally is helpful for overall levels, but it can sometimes cause digestive upset, and it has to be distributed throughout the entire body. Topical magnesium, on the other hand, allows for direct, localized delivery. When you apply magnesium oil or a magnesium-based lotion to your skin, the magnesium ions are absorbed through the pores and hair follicles directly into the muscle tissue beneath. It completely bypasses the digestive system and goes right to work where you need it most. The most effective form for this purpose is typically magnesium chloride, often sold as magnesium oil, which isn't truly an oil, but feels like one due to its texture, or as flakes for a soothing bath or foot soak. When selecting a product, look for purity. The ingredient list should be simple: magnesium chloride and water, perhaps with a gentle essential oil for scent. Avoid products loaded with synthetic fragrances and fillers. For application, you can spray the oil directly onto the tense muscle. Your calves, lower back, or shoulders are excellent places to start. Rub it in gently. You might notice a slightly salty or oily residue on your skin, which is normal. Some people experience a tingling or even a slight itching sensation, especially if their magnesium levels are low or if they have very sensitive skin. If this happens, you can dilute the spray with a bit of water in your palm before applying. For a more relaxing experience, add 1 to 2 cups of magnesium chloride flakes to a warm foot bath and soak for at least 20 minutes. This is a wonderful ritual before bed to help prevent nighttime leg cramps. The tangible benefit you might notice is a feeling of release in the muscle within about 15 to 30 minutes. It's a gentle softening, not a dramatic numbing effect. With consistent use, many people report a significant decrease in the frequency and intensity of their muscle cramps. It's a simple, direct way to tell a tense muscle it's okay to let go. From the deep ache of a muscle to the more superficial pain of a bruise or bump, our next ingredient offers a different kind of relief. Let's talk about arnica. We've all had that moment. You misjudge the corner of a coffee table, and a few hours later, a tender, discolored bruise begins to bloom on your shin. Or perhaps after a day spent gardening, your shoulder feels sore and swollen. This is the body's inflammatory response in action. When tissue is damaged, the body sends a rush of fluid and immune cells to the area to begin repairs. This process, while necessary for healing, is what causes the classic signs of inflammation: swelling, tenderness, redness, and pain. A bruise is simply blood from tiny, broken capillaries that has pooled under the skin. Arnica, derived from the Arnica montana flower, contains powerful plant compounds, most notably one called helinolen. Studies suggest that these compounds work by helping to regulate the body's inflammatory process. Think of your body's inflammatory response as a very enthusiastic emergency crew. When there's an injury, they rush to the scene with sirens blaring. Arnica acts like a calm dispatcher, telling the crew, "Okay, we have the situation under control. Let's bring the response down to a more moderate level." Specifically, arnica compounds appear to inhibit a key inflammatory pathway in the body known as NF-kappa B. By quieting this pathway, arnica helps reduce the amount of fluid that floods the area, which lessens swelling. It also seems to help the body reabsorb the pooled blood from a bruise more efficiently, helping it to fade faster. When you're looking for an arnica product, you want a topical gel or cream, not the homeopathic pellets. This brings us to a common point of confusion that's worth clarifying. The myth is that all arnica is the same. Homeopathic arnica, often sold as tiny sugar pellets to be dissolved under the tongue, is based on a principle of extreme dilution, meaning there is virtually no measurable amount of the active plant compound left in the final product. For the direct, localized anti-inflammatory effect we're discussing, you need a topical product that contains a meaningful amount of the actual plant extract. Look for a gel or cream that states its concentration on the label, often as a percentage of Arnica montana, tincture, or extract. To use it, apply a thin layer of the gel to the bruised or sore area as soon as you can after a minor injury. Gently massage it in. You can reapply it 2 to 3 times a day. The key safety note here is critical. Never, ever apply arnica to broken skin, open cuts, or wounds. It is for external use on intact skin only, as it can be toxic if it enters the bloodstream directly. Always wash your hands well after using it. The benefit you can expect is often a noticeable difference in the evolution of a bruise. It may appear less dark and resolve more quickly. For muscle soreness after overexertion, it can help take the edge off the tenderness and reduce that stiff, swollen feeling. It's an excellent tool to have in your cabinet for the inevitable bumps and minor strains of an active life. If this explanation is helping you see these common remedies in a new light, a quick tap on the subscribe button ensures you won't miss our future deep dives. Now, we move from the surface-level pain of a bruise to something deeper and more persistent. This is the burning, tingling, or sharp, nagging pain that seems to emanate from deep within a joint, a classic feature of some types of arthritis or nerve-related pain. This kind of discomfort often doesn't respond to a simple massage or a general pain reliever because the problem lies with the nerves themselves. For this, we turn to a rather surprising source: the chili pepper. The active compound in chili peppers that gives them their heat is called capsaicin. When applied topically in a cream, it has a remarkable effect on pain signaling. The mechanism is fascinating. Our nerve endings contain receptors that detect heat and pain. Capsaicin fits perfectly into these receptors, and when it binds to them, it sends a signal to the brain that we interpret as a burning or warming sensation. This is why a capsaicin cream feels hot when you first apply it. But here is where the therapeutic magic happens. With consistent, repeated application, the capsaicin continuously activates these pain receptors to the point of exhaustion. It overwhelms them. In response to this constant stimulation, the nerve endings begin to deplete their supply of a specific chemical messenger called substance P. Substance P is the primary neurotransmitter that these nerve fibers use to send pain signals to the brain. You can think of it like a doorbell. A normal pain signal is like someone ringing the doorbell once. The brain hears it and registers the pain. Capsaicin is like someone leaning on the doorbell, ringing it nonstop. After a while, the doorbell's internal mechanism overheats and burns out. It can no longer ring. By depleting substance P, capsaicin effectively burns out the local pain signaling circuit. The nerve ending is still there, but it has temporarily lost its ability to shout pain to the brain. This is why capsaicin is so effective for nerve-related pain and arthritis. It doesn't just mask the pain, it interrupts the signal at its source. Using capsaicin requires care and respect for its potency. It is sold in creams at various concentrations, typically from a very low 0.025% up to 0.1% or higher. It is absolutely crucial to start with the lowest possible concentration to see how your skin reacts. The most important rule is to apply it with a glove, a cotton swab, or a piece of plastic wrap. Do not use your bare fingers. The capsaicin residue is difficult to wash off, and if you inadvertently touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, you will experience intense and unpleasant burning. Apply a very small, pea-sized amount only to the affected area. Do not apply it to irritated, broken, or wounded skin. A mild burning sensation upon application is normal and expected. This is the mechanism at work. This sensation typically lessens with each subsequent use. The key to success with capsaicin is consistency. You must apply it 3 to 4 times every day. The pain-relieving effect is cumulative and may take 1 to 2 weeks of consistent use to become fully apparent. Skipping applications means the nerve endings can replenish their substance P, and you'll have to start the process over. Also, never apply a heating pad over an area where you've applied capsaicin, as this will dramatically and painfully intensify the burning sensation. For those who stick with it, the benefits can be profound. It can lead to a significant reduction in chronic, nagging arthritic joint pain, allowing for better movement and function. For some types of neuropathic pain, it can be one of the few things that brings meaningful relief. It's a testament to how a natural compound can be harnessed to work with our body's own biology. This brings us to the most important point of all. While these topical ingredients are wonderful tools for managing symptoms, they are not the whole story. A cream or an oil can reduce your knee pain, but it cannot strengthen the muscles that support that knee. Relying solely on topical relief without addressing the root cause is like constantly mopping up a puddle on the floor without fixing the leaky pipe. The true foundation of long-term joint and muscle health is, and always will be, movement. Think of these topicals as a bridge. If your shoulder is too sore to do your physical therapy exercises, using an arnica gel can reduce the discomfort enough to allow you to do the very movements that will strengthen it for the future. If arthritic pain in your hands makes it hard to grip things, a capsaicin cream might provide enough relief to engage in gentle hand-strengthening exercises. They work best when they complement, rather than replace, core strategies for health. One of the most powerful complementary strategies is the intelligent use of hot and cold therapy. The science is simple. Cold therapy, like an ice pack wrapped in a towel, causes blood vessels to constrict. This reduces blood flow to an area, which is excellent for limiting swelling and inflammation in the first 48 hours after an acute injury, like a sprained ankle. Heat, on the other hand, from a warm compress or a hot water bottle, causes blood vessels to dilate. This increases blood flow, bringing more oxygen and nutrients to the area, which helps to relax tight, chronically stiff muscles and is wonderful for arthritis before you plan to be active. You can pair these with your topicals. For example, after bumping your leg, you might apply arnica gel and then place a cold pack over it. For a chronically stiff lower back, you might use a heating pad for 15 minutes to warm up the muscles, then do some gentle stretches, and later in the day, apply a magnesium spray to help them stay relaxed. The one caution is to never use heat with capsaicin, as we discussed. Ultimately, the goal is to use these tools to enable more movement. Motion is lotion for the joints. Gentle activity encourages the production of synovial fluid, the body's natural joint lubricant. Strengthening exercises, whether in a pool, a chair, or on a yoga mat, build the muscular support structure that takes pressure off of your joints. This is the work that creates lasting change and resilience. If you are ever unsure where to start, a conversation with a physical therapist can be one of the best investments you make in your health. They can design a program that is safe and perfectly suited to your body's needs. Managing aches and pains as we age is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that we have lived full lives. It is a journey of listening to our bodies and responding with wisdom and care. Taking an active role in understanding how these natural solutions work is a powerful act of self-respect. Every choice you make, from rubbing a soothing cream on a sore joint to taking a gentle walk around the block, is a meaningful investment in your own well-being. These small, consistent actions are what build a life of greater comfort and freedom. I would genuinely love to hear from you. In the comments below, please share one small thing you do that helps you manage daily aches and pains. It could be a favorite stretch, a type of topical that has worked for you, or simply a mindset that helps you through a tough day. Your experience is valuable and could be the very thing someone else in our community needs to hear today. If this conversation was helpful, please give this video a like and consider sharing it with a friend who might also be looking for clear, reliable health information. Together, we can navigate this journey with confidence and support one another along the way. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.